This is the European sweeper rig. It's basically a trace made of 60 to 80 pound mono, preferably 80 pound mono, about 7 to 8 feet long, so it's quite a long rig. And imagine this isn't built yet, but this is the built rig. So the first thing we put on is a clip down lead link. That's the first component. And then from the top end, the free end, you'll slide on a crimp, a 3mm bead, a size 10 swivel, another 3mm bead, and another crimp. And about an inch above the lead link, nicely crimp them into place, not too tight so as not to crush the line and damage it. The next things you're going to slide on, another crimp, 3mm bead, a dodger, which is basically an inverted clip which the bottom snood line is going to hook over, which I'll show you later, another 3mm rig bead, and another crimp. Don't crimp those up yet because you need to move them for now. And above this, and this is approximately 50 inches up from the lead link, you've got the same affair as the bottom snood. Crimp, bead, swivel, bead, crimp. You can crimp them in place now. And then the last bits that you slide on, the last part to slide on is indeed the same affair again. Crimp, bead, swivel, size 10 swivel, bead, crimp. And finish off the rig with a size 4 rolling swivel. And that's it. You can now, once the swivel's tied on, you can crimp those into place, the top snood into place, approximately an inch below. So you're using the full 7 foot of the whole trace. The top snood and the middle snood are a fluorocarbon line, 15-20 pounds breaking strain, and they're both 10 inches long. There's a reason for that, so you can fish the hook, which is any size you like really, but since you're catching small fish generally, match fishing or freelance fishing of some sort, a size 2, size 1 hook's adequate. So there you go, that's the top snood and the middle snood, both 10 inches long, of fluorocarbon. Now the clever bit is the bottom snood, which is a whopping, well, it can be 90 inches long, between 45 and 90 inches long. That's quite a snood. So, and what happens, it's the same again, fluorocarbon line, and to it, same hook as the other 2 hooks, but above that you want a bit of an attractor, because this is going to move all over the place in the tide. It's good to have a little bait stop, a little rubber bung here, and then a 2 or 3, maybe 4 small pearlescent beads, and an attractor blade. And that just works wonders. And what that'll do is that'll fish on the seabed, up on the seabed, it'll be wafting all over the place in the tide, and fish will find that very natural, good presentation, great way of catching fish, especially during the hard times when they're hard to catch. Since this rig is 7 to 8 foot long, it can be quite tricky to cast. The top 2 snoods aren't so much of a problem because they're only 10 inches long and they'll flap happily in the wind, but the fact that the bottom snood can be up to 90 inches long makes it quite tricky. And the way to set this is, if you remember, these components are loose right now, the little clip up thing for the line. So what we do, we'll grab the hook, pop it into the lead link, like so, and then keeping everything tight. You can do this by tying a lead on it and hanging it down, which is probably a bit easier, but I can't do that here because there's not enough room. So I'm just going to slide it all through, all the lines. You can see I'm pulling it through this way until I get to the very apex, or the very end of where the loop's been formed, and there it is, you see. What I'll do is I'll then hook it onto the component, the little clip down component, and I'll pull it up until everything's tight, like this. You can see, you can't see the other end, but I'm just sliding it up, and it's gone tight there. There we go. That I now know is tight, okay? What I'll do now is I'll be crimping that crimp into place, and then the bottom crimp, I won't crimp so tight, it'll be a little bit loose, and it'll be almost, I've already done this, so you can see that it's quite tough to move, but not so tightly crimped that it's going to damage the line. So I can move it up and down, and this is so that you can allow for the you know, if you break your bottom snood, you can re-tighten. It's easier to set if you can position it in different places. So it could be there, it could actually be here, but all the time what you do is before you cast, generally pop the line over, slide it up tight, set it, and you're ready to go. So there you have it, the European sweeper rig. Very versatile, great match fishing rig. So have a go at building one and enjoy.